What's going on, Canes fans? We are back with another episode of the Croot on the U, brought to you by the Scoop on the U. We have got three fantastic guests joining us tonight. We're going to start off in the trenches, and then we'll work our way to a little different position here. But starting off tonight, we've got 2024 offensive tackle Mike Williams from C.H. Flowers High School in Maryland. What's up, Mike? How you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great, man. Thanks for taking that time to jump on here and let Canes fans get to know you a little better.
Of course, anytime.
So I always like to start it off, man. Height and weight currently.
6'7", 315 currently. Okay. Trying to get down to like 290.
Okay. Is that your ideal playing weight?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you had your wingspan measured?
No, I mean I have, but I just don't remember the correct measurement. So.
Yeah, it's all good. No worries. So this offseason, before this last season started, what were some of the off-season workouts you did that you feel helped you improve as a player this season?
Well, I was coming off a little knee injury, so
okay.
I was trying just to build muscles around my kneecap. To be honest with you, because I wasn't the best. Like my knees weren't the best. I had a gruesome knee injury. I got bent and fell on my leg, and I bent backwards, so I tore my ACL. So, but yeah, I mean, I just built around my knee. The knee braces really help. This was my first year. Wearing those metal knee braces. Yeah. That stops a lot of injuries. But during the off season, I was just working on my knees, trying to get stronger. Because I'm strong upper body, but my lower body's getting there now. Working on it.
Were you able to play a full season after that?
Yes.
Okay. How'd your team do this last season?
We went 13-1, fell short in the state championship game. But overall, we dominated. We just got into the moment was too big for us, but we're gonna make sure that don't happen next year for sure. Or this year. So.
Do you remember how many pancakes you got this year?
It gotta be like over 60. Over 60. I know it's over 60. I just can't put that on film.
Yeah, that'd be over 60. That's amazing. That's incredible. That's awesome, bro.
That'd be a long film right there.
Yeah, that's putting in work, bro. Straight up. How many sacks did you allow? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah. I say it was It was week 4, Wise week, when against our rivals Rise. So I give it 1 though, just 1.
Okay, man, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, what kind of techniques do you use to work on hand strength? And overall technique with your hands.
I do a lot of band work. It could be just strapping around my shoulders, just to work on my punches, just get my punches stronger. Usually, I could be just doing hip mobility. I put everything. I put everything into technique. I could just be walking. I could just be punching my hands, just trying to get used to it. Actually, I was on the plane doing that. So yeah, I just always working on my hands. Gotta have fast hands as offensive lineman.
When you're doing hand strength workouts, is there a difference between preparing it for pass rush and preparing it to stop the run game, or to help block the run game? Excuse me.
Way different. Of course, it's
way different. It's all about the base.
Yeah, my base is different on my pass block. If I'm gonna pass pro, I'm gonna make sure my back foot's out a little bit more. I'm out wide. I can have it because I'm gonna kick off my left leg. But if it's a run block, I'm gonna have my narrow stance. I'm gonna have my knee more in because I know I'm about to fire off the ball. So, but yeah, it's all different. It's all different techniques you gotta learn. So yeah.
I've had the chance to speak with former Canes player and NFL player Eric Winston, longtime NFL player. One of the best Canes offensive linemen of all time. One of the biggest things he spoke to me about was making sure that I relayed to recruits about how important it is to get foot speed going before they get to college. What do you do to train on your foot speed to get a little bit quicker feet?
Just ladder drills. I used to do some hurdles, but ladder drills like EP shuffles, in and outs, all of that. That really helps.
You're noticing it right after, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. What's the weight room focus this off season? You said you wanted to cut down a little bit of weight, but is there anywhere you want to add strength to?
I'm just trying to get I'm trying to get stronger in my quads. Still working around my knees. I'm trying to make sure I'm 100%. This is my last year, my last high school year. I'm trying to give it 100%. So I'm working on my quads, working on my triceps, biceps, all of that, and strengthening my knee.
Absolutely, absolutely. Are you working with any trainers right now?
No, I work. We have a weight room program 4 times a day at school after school. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, okay. Any camps you're going to be visiting coming up?
Alabama.
Oh, big one. Okay, big one. Kind of curious. What's your favorite drill in practice?
Pass pro. Pass pro.
Pass pro? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Flipping it around 180, what's the toughest drill?
Nah. Inside run. Yeah, I mean, inside run would be cool for like the first 5 plays, and then you just keep repping that. Like one time we ran inside run practice the whole practice, or we would sometimes we break up the field. We would get my fault. We get the hash, and then the other side would get the middle, and we just like went half a line. That was also we did that all practice. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of inside run.
I feel you, man. Hey, you mentioned your biggest rival school. Who was that school?
Wise High School.
Okay, and like you said, how did that go last time you guys played them? You said it was a close one.
Yeah, so Wise was in our county. They're the best team in the county. They haven't lost a game since 2009 in our county.
Okay.
So so they haven't lost in a long time. So this year we beat them twice. First game was 16-13, beat them off a field goal, and then I think the next game was 20-13. I want to say, but that game was way different. We came prepared and we knew what to do and we executed.
Do you feel that opponent was your toughest battle of the season, or was there a different opponent?
Our toughest opponent was Quincy Orchard, the team we played in the state championships.
Okay.
It was 7-10 going into the fourth quarter. We were down, and they had this. One of my friends he puts on the team's name, Jalen Harvey, 4-star defensive end.
Yeah.
And he was on the left side, went against the left guard, beat the left guard, strip sack, ball went into the end zone, touchdown. So it becomes 7-16, 17. He does the exact same thing. We get the ball back, except for 2 points. So 7-19 was, the energy just wasn't there no more. It was already fourth quarter, 5 minutes left. He was down 7-19. So stuff happens.
I got you, man. What traits do you feel make an elite offensive tackle, mentally and physically?
Grit, integrity. You got to be able to overcome some stuff because everything's not going to go your way on offensive line. You're not going to always get that block you want. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, grit, integrity. If you want to be that guy, you got to be a leader. Like sometimes, like I said, offense, being in the trenches is a mind game. I learned that being in the trenches is a mind game, and if you can get somebody's head to where they can mess up multiple plays, you got them. So it's all about what you got in your mental. Are you ready for it? Can you handle it?
That's very intelligent of you to be looking forward to that already, bro. That's something that a lot of players don't learn till later on. So that's big that you got that already.
Thank you.
What do you want to do to refine your technique this offseason? We talked a little bit about hand strength. Is there anything specific otherwise in hand strength, the technique you want to really nail this offseason?
I'm trying to make my kick step more faster. I've been looking at Tyron Smith, Trent Williams, Lane Johnson. I've been trying to work on my technique because it just looks so smooth when they do it. Or like Jason Peters, a 40-year-old tackle who played for the Cowboys. But I watched his film. It was beautiful. I'd be sometimes I just be in my bed, just practice. I don't know. I just get up and I just practice because it's I'm trying to just get better. Work on my technique. That's all I care about. So yeah.
Jason Peters is a great guy to look up to, man. As you know, he's been doing it for decades.
He's 39 in that Chicago Bears film. They played all 8 minutes of his film. I think he only gave up 1.5 sacks. I was like, yeah, he's a beast.
That's incredible, man, especially against NFL talent at that age. Curious, man, what gets you most excited on game day? Is it pregame stuff? Is it a pancake block? Is it opening up a big hole for one of your running backs to touchdowns? What is it?
It got to be the crowd for me.
The crowd, yeah, the
Yeah,
hype.
especially when we play at home. All my friends there, all my family's there, and we have like this big balloon. We come out and we break the banner and we just run straight down the field, seeing all the fans. It just gets me hyped up. And I go out there and I do my thing.
Besides running out the banner, do you guys have any other pregame tradition?
No, yes, we do. It's kind of like it's like a call. So we'd be like ready, and like we're like we go from like chopping to a 2-point stance, and then we come back up, and then we break it. It's kind of like it's a tradition we got.
Yeah, I got you. So let's talk about a little game week film study here versus edge rushers. When you're first sitting down to identify tape and film, what are some of the first things you try to identify from the edge rushers that you can take advantage of?
How big he is, what's his first step, what's his like stance he's coming in. Sometimes you go against a stand up, sometimes you go against a stand up, sometimes you go against one hand in dirt. It just depends. Like if they have their right hand down and I'm at right tackle, they have their right hand down, they have their right leg back. He's probably gonna have 4 steps. He's gonna go in, then he's gonna go back out and in and out again. So I'd probably take like a quick step. I wouldn't because if he has a 5 technique, he's gonna come right to you. If he's at a 7, he's gonna go all the way around. Unless he's an athlete, he's gonna come in and shoot the gap. But I don't get many of that.
What do you feel your current strengths are? Where's your real power on the offensive tackle position?
So me and my offensive line coach just talking about this. I'm a great down blocker. Our scheme this year was more of since our left guard was an athlete, our right side, which I played with my friend, he would like my teammate. We were just like tanks. Like we would come down, we make that down block, and that DM would become free. But we had an athletic guard who would just pull, clean it up, and that's a lot I saw my film. A lot of down blocks to linebackers, and I always get up to that linebacker and always finish. So.
Okay. And kind of curious here, the difference. We talked about the difference between pass blocking and run blocking. I'm kind of curious about the difference between setting the edge for someone to get for a running back to get outside, or getting a running back between the tackles. What kind of difference is it in blocking?
So you said setting the edge and getting the running back between the tackle and the guard?
Yeah, the difference, if you want to get him to the outside or if you want to have him run in between the tackles.
Oh, well, if I'm going to set the edge, I'm going to have to take a bucket or a 45 because I got to get around and get his outside shoulder to seal him off. But if he has to come in between me and the guard, and if the DN's at a 5, then I'd probably take a lead step with my left foot and turn my back shoulder and give my running back my butt so he can run off.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Who are some of your favorite players and why? It could be NCAA, NFL, guys you like to study.
For pass block, I go Tyron Smith or Lane Johnson. Yeah. Those are 2 great pass pro guys. For run block, to the only guy doing this right now, Trent Williams. He's a beast.
Absolute beast, bro. What he does isn't natural.
Yeah. He be killing him.
If you had to describe your game, somebody sat you down and said, "What kind of player are you?" How do you describe your game?
There's this young guy for the Cowboys. His name's Tyler Smith. Play left tackle. I watched his film line. I would compare myself to him. He's gritty on the run game. His kick step's kind of like mine. I watched that, and he can play both tackle and guard. I feel like I can do that too.
Okay. You like to have that versatility.
Yeah, but they would never put a 6'7" guy at guard. So.
No. I'm just saying though. At least it gives you a chance to look at the position from a different angle. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And speaking of that, what positions have you played on the offensive line during your short career so far?
I've never played center. I've always been a big guy, so most I've ever played is guard, and I already played tackle. So.
Okay. Do you play other sports?
No, sir. I used to play basketball, but gave that up to become a full-time football player.
When did you stop playing basketball?
Say it again?
Oh, when did you stop playing basketball?
8th grade.
Okay. So it's been a minute.
Yes, sir.
Now, are you enjoying this recruiting process? Has it been fun?
I'm loving it. My recruitment just picked up, and I'm loving every second of it.
You said we spoke earlier. You said Mirabal came to visit your school recently. What did he
Mm-hmm.
have to say to you guys? What stood out to you?
It was just how he talked to me. I've been around some coaches and they're like nervous. They're not like they're not like how they were when you text them on the phone. But Coach Mirabal is exactly how he is. He's a stand up guy. He's a funny guy. I didn't know he was. I mean, no offense, I didn't know he was like. I thought he was a big guy. Mirabal was like he was like 5'8". I was kind of surprised. I thought he was like a DB coach or something. But no, he knows the game really well. We was talking about some guys already up there, like Tripp, Antonio Tripp, Francis, Sampson. So we were just talking about how like they're just solidifying a line right now, and he was like he would love me to be a part of it. And I'd love to be a part of it.
Man, Mirabal might be small, but I'll tell you, man, he's got the attitude of a 6'8", 350-pound offensive lineman. Mirabal has got that attitude.
Yeah.
And he the only coach that you've spoken with at Miami, or have you had a chance to talk to anybody else?
What'd you say?
Is it only Mirabal you've had a chance to speak with at Miami, or have you talked to anybody else?
No, I talked to another coach. His name was, I just looked up, Edwin Pata. That's his name?
Yeah, Coach Pata. Yeah.
He's also a good guy, stand-up guy. I like him too. Cool guy.
Bro, very good guy. I've had him on for interviews. Dude, very, very good. Stand-up guy, man. Very good guy.
Yeah.
So did that offer surprise you from Miami? Were you expecting it, or?
No. So I never had was in any contact with Miami. And I was on my way to school one day, and my coach said, I have big news for you. Come to the office. And I checked my Twitter DMs, and it was Coach Edwin and Coach Mirabal. Coach Edwin said I got the offer, and Coach Mirabal gave me his number and told me to text him. So it was really surprising.
Right on, man. Right on. That's awesome. What other schools you got showing you love right now?
USC. I just got West Virginia. Maryland. Hometown always going to show me love. JMU. I'm at South Carolina right now. I go to Michigan State next week. North Carolina, NC State, and Indiana.
Okay. So this next season, you're going to be stepping into a leadership role for your school. How do you plan on showing that? Is it going to be vocal? Is it going to be by actions? Is it going to be a little bit of both?
I'm not really a vocal guy, so it's going to have to be by actions because I don't believe in all that talking. So.
Okay. I can appreciate that, bro. When you're done with high school, what do you want your high school legacy to be? What do you want to be remembered for?
I just want to be known as one of them guys who got it done. I want to be known. I want to be so known I can come back to my school and they be like, yeah, that's Mike Williams. What he done for the program. Won a state championship. And was one of the best offensive linemen ever come out of here. So, yeah.
Cool, man. Cool. Any specific goals for you next season? I know the team, of course, is always championship or bust, but any specific goals for you next season?
I mean, offers wise, I just want to at least leave high school at least 20 plus.
Okay. That's a good goal to have, bro. That's good. That means that you're getting national attention usually.
Yes, sir.
So, what's on your pregame playlist? Are you listening to anything before the game starts?
Meek Mill, Cold Hearted. That song is.
That's a great one, man. I get a lot of Meek Mill responses from recruits.
Dreams and Nightmares. I ain't want to say
Dreams and Nightmares, bro. That's one of the first ones they say, bro.
Yeah.
Well, what's next for you, man? What's coming up next? You're at South Carolina right now. What are you doing after South Carolina?
I got Michigan State next week, Saturday. And after that, I think it's a dead period. So just back in the weight room, getting ready for the season.
Okay. Well, go ahead and give a shout out to your coaches that have been helping you develop your game. Show them some love.
Just want to thank you to Coach B, strength and conditioning coach. Thank you, Coach K, my offensive line coach. Thank you to my assistant coach, Coach G, and thank you to my head coach, Coach Powell.
I got one last. Go ahead.
Thank you, Coach Trey. For sure.
You don't want to forget nobody.
Sure.
I got one last question for you, man, and I'll get you out of here tonight, man. Why do you love the game of football?
Football is all I know. You know, my brother, when I was growing up, my brother played football. My dad played football. And I mean, what's not to love about it? You know, it's something that I love doing because it's like I get to, I get to. This is the only one of the only sports you get to take your anger out on another man legally. Why would you not love the sport?
Yep. One of the first things I hear from recruits is that they legally get to put hands on somebody else and not have to get in trouble for it.
Exactly.
Man, if that's what drives a player, bro, I'm all for it, man, because that just means that you're ready to get physical and get dirty and get down.
Yes, sir.
Mike, man, I really appreciate you giving this, about 15 minutes or so here, 20 minutes to let the Canes fans get to know you a little better, dude. Canes fans, if you don't know about Mike Williams yet, go check the film. One thing I want you to do before you take off here is go ahead and plug your social media accounts so people can find you.
Okay, thank you. Well, my Instagram is Mikey M1KKEYY. My Twitter is Mike4 with 2Ks, KK. And yeah, those are only social medias I stay on. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, man, thank you once again, Mike, for your time tonight, dude. And I wish you nothing but the best in the future. And we'd love to have you back on so we can get an update on your recruitment and your development.
That'd be great. Thank you for having me.
Have a good night, Mike.
You too.
All right, guys, that was 3-star offensive tackle in the 2024 class, Mike Williams from C.H. Flowers in Maryland. Maryland is starting to produce more talent, that's for sure. Maryland, Baltimore area especially. St. Francis is one of the schools that's been pumping out a lot of talent, that's for sure. We have got another offensive tackle joining us soon. This is going to be a big name here, so I definitely am excited to get a chance to talk with him. I spoke with him earlier, so I'm excited about getting a chance to do it again. Just going to let him know we're ready for him. And yes, Jimmy, I agree. Great guy, great guy. Mike is a stand-up guy. He's a gentleman. He's he's one hell of a football player too, man. I mean, you can see he's one of those guys on the field where he kind of changes his attitude when he gets on the field. He turns into kind of beast mode when he gets out there, but when he's just doing his day-to-day talks and stuff like that, like I said, he's an upstanding guy. He's a really nice guy, and he's been nothing but helpful with me during this process, trying to get him on for an interview, which I always appreciate because sometimes it's not easy to get all this stuff done. Like I said, we should be joined here shortly by our next guest. As soon as he gets backstage, I will introduce him to you guys. First off, of course, as you guys know, a lot going on at Miami this weekend. The amount of talent we got coming in, I'm even having a hard time keeping track of it, guys. Like, no joke. I mean, even through all the retweets and everything else, all the connections I'm trying to make to keep up with this one, man. Mirabal and the staff are doing an absolutely fantastic job. I mean, an absolutely fantastic job to get this talent down there. And I can't wait until the end of this weekend because I'm going to get a chance to talk with multiple visitors that came down. So be prepared for a show probably around Monday night. My guess would be is that I'll have multiple guests on that just visited this weekend, and they'll give us the lowdown on what they really saw at Miami and what they heard from our coaches. What I'm curious about this weekend, especially, with us, doing the junior stuff and guys getting ready to become seniors, I'm curious about the messages that Cristobal and the staff have to give to these guys as they're stepping into their leadership roles, because I know that's such a big thing for Cristobal. Cristobal, he's not just a coach, he's a teacher, and he wants these guys to do their best, whether they're at Miami or they go to a different school. Cristobal just loves football and loves to contribute, and that's what makes him such a great guy. And what I feel is ultimately a great hire for us. While we've got some bumps and bruises we got to go through still, guys, the depth is starting to come around a little bit. We're starting to see it a little bit in some prime positions. We've still got some years to go, but it's showing up, guys. It definitely is. You guys give me just 1 second here. I got to grab a pen real quick. I will be right back. This one just ran out of Sorry about that, guys. I was just realizing I was writing stuff down that nothing was coming out of the pen. All right, let's should be having this guest on here any minute. He said he was ready to roll, so my guess is shouldn't be too much longer. And I apologize for my allergies today, guys. Sorry, I was around a bunch of wood smoke outside and just drove me nuts. So I do apologize about that. Coming up here in the near future, with especially after this junior event goes on and stuff, I'm really curious to see what offers we make afterwards, because we're going to get firsthand look at these guys. Our coaches are going to get firsthand look. I know there's been some hesitancy to make offers to certain players, and I'm wondering if this is kind of the catalyst to make that change. I'm wondering if this is, hey, we're really going to make them an offer, or, we're going to consider looking elsewhere. While, of course, we want every kid to get a chance, we got to definitely make sure we had the right guys to the Canes roster. That's for damn sure. If you guys have any questions in the meantime here while we're waiting for the next guest, feel free to shoot some. I've been trying to stay as close as I can pumped into this weekend. Like I said, I'm having a hard time keeping track of every single player, but there are some players showing up that I'm definitely very, very interested in. One of them is running back Byron Lewis. If you guys haven't had a chance to check out Byron Lewis's film, go check it out. I can see why our staff likes him. We're always going to implement somewhat of a power run game, and that's just part of Cristobal. It's part of Mirabal. It's just kind of part of what they do on offense. So to see these guys coming and to see what offers might be made, it's going to be very interesting. But you guys, we have our next guest here backstage. Currently with us, we have got 2024 offensive tackle Josiah Thompson from Dillon High School in South Carolina. Current All-American, number 2 offensive tackle in the 2024 class. What's going on, Josiah? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for taking the time, dude, to jump back on and let Canes fans get a little update on your recruitment and development,
Yes, sir.
So before we get started here, I just want Canes fans to get an idea of your offers here, man. I want to read off a couple. We got Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Miami, South Carolina, Tennessee, Auburn, Florida, FSU, Michigan State, NC State, Notre Dame, and Oklahoma. How has it been so far, man, getting those kind of offers in the 2024 kid?
It's been a blessing.
Yeah.
I posted my top 6, so starting to narrow things down.
Yep.
Trying to see what schools I could, best fit in. So it's been a blessing.
What's your current height and weight right now?
My current height is 6'6" ¼ and 293.
Have you had your wingspan measured lately?
No, sir.
I want to say the last time I saw it was like 81 inches. Is that about right?
I believe so.
That's pretty impressive, man. Pretty impressive. I believe hand size was around 10 inches too, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. So what were some of the off-season workouts you did before this last season that you really helped take your game to the next level?
I usually work on my pass set, more of a quick step, try to get my feet quicker. So that's mostly things I've been working on. Mostly trying to get stronger also. So that's what I did.
Okay. How'd this season go for you and your team?
It went pretty good. We came in short at lower state finals. We lost a lot of seniors, so we're gonna be back good this year.
Okay. Remember how many pancakes you got by any chance?
I can say quite a lot. I was dominating every play, so.
I saw a lot on your film, bro. I saw a whole lot. Any chance any sacks allowed this year?
No, sir. No sacks.
I didn't think so, man. I was watching you lock guys up left and right, man. Very impressive. Very good job.
Thank
you. So I'm kind of curious. What do you do for hand strength workouts and techniques? You have very strong hands. How do you work on that, and where do you give credit to that?
I usually work on hand placement. More of a trying to stop the defender going to a certain direction. That usually comes with script. Also, trying to put my hands on first. So that's what I usually work on.
Now, when you're putting hands on a pass rusher, what's the ideal way to start that off for you?
My coach, high school offensive line coach, used to tell me to keep my head out. So not trying to let them touch me. Just trying to keep my hands on them. So.
Okay. And what about the run game? How is that different for you than pass block?
On my run game, it got a lot better. Keep driving, finishing blocks. That's what I mostly do. So you got to dominate in them type of situations. So.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to have a former NFL player and Canes offensive lineman, Eric Winston, on for an interview a couple times. His big thing to us was always reminding recruits on the offensive line about foot speed. He said foot speed is one of the biggest deals that you can develop before getting to college. How do you practice your foot speed?
Foot speed usually comes with, I try to use the ladder a lot. A lot of coaches say I have a lot of good feet on quick feet, so I go use some speed drills with my strength coach. So that's about it.
Okay. What's your ideal playing weight?
Can you repeat that?
What's your ideal playing weight?
Playing?
Yeah. What weight do you prefer to be at when you're on the field?
I like to be at a weight where I'm able to move. So around 295, I can move a lot good around there. But when we get to next level, probably gonna change. So.
Okay. What's the weight room focus this off season? Where do you want to really add some strength?
Strength to upper body and lower body. We got a good, awesome strength coach. So we getting in every day. So mostly getting stronger.
Now, are you just working with the strength coach, or are you also working with some other trainers?
I haven't worked with trainers lately, but I believe before my sophomore year, I used to work with Donnell Stanley. So
yeah,
trying to get back into that.
Okay. You plan on hitting up any camps here anytime soon?
I haven't seen any camps on a date lately, but I'm gonna try to get to some camps this year.
For sure, man. Curious, what's your favorite drill in practice?
Favorite drill, I'll say more of a fit block. Keep your face mask in, work on your feet, keep driving. So that's what I did.
How about let's flip it and then do a 180 here. What's the toughest drill?
Toughest drill. I haven't known any tough drills during practice.
Okay. I like that answer. I like it. That's confident.
Yes, sir.
Who's your guys' biggest rival high school?
I'll say during the playoffs it's probably Camden. We lost to them last year during the lower state finals, and we actually beat them this year in third round.
Okay. Nice to get a little revenge, huh?
Yes, sir.
What do you feel the toughest battle as a team was for you guys last season? Who was the toughest opponent?
Toughest opponent was probably Buford. They had a lot of big guys, but we brought it on to them. We tired them out a little bit, so it's more of a back-to-back battle type. So
Yeah, definitely battle in the trenches.
Yes, sir.
What traits do you feel make an elite offensive tackle, mentally and physically?
Mentally, you got to remain humble. Pick your teammates up. Physically, dominate. After the game, first play. It's always important the way you finish the game and the way you start it. So that's about it.
Perfect, man. Perfect. Where do you want to refine your technique the most this offseason? We talked about handwork and stuff. Is there anything else you want to do, not just strength, but in terms of technique that you really want to get down?
Probably start work on getting more patient on during pass set. You don't want to overshoot the guy and let him go inside. So probably just being patient.
What gets you most excited on game day? What really gets you pumped up?
It's always about that first hit during that first play. So that's about it.
Just that first contact, right?
Yes, sir.
What kind of pregame traditions do you or your team have?
We have a great band. So,
Okay.
they play great. So, around that tunnel is like an every game thing. So that's the
They
one
get
I
you
love
hyped.
the most.
They
Yeah.
get you hyped up, huh?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's great. That's great to hear. You guys have a great band. So let's talk about here some game week film study versus edge rushers. What are some of the first things you're trying to identify when you're looking at the film?
At a edge rusher, I usually look at how fast they fire off the ball. Things like if they have a certain type of move they like to use a lot. So I get that down pat. So that's mostly things I look at.
Who are some of your favorite players, and why are they some of your favorite players? Guys you like to study a little bit of their film.
NFL wise, I look at Trent Williams. I love the way he's very quick. He dominates the way he finishes plays. So that's about it.
If somebody had to, somebody that you've never spoken with before, someone that doesn't know you, if you had to describe your game to them, how would you describe your game?
Um, my game is, remain humble. My game is dominate. I'm able to pick my teammates up, when they feel down. I'm encouraging them. I am very physical, so that's what it.
Okay. Let's get into the recruiting topic here real quick. Are you enjoying this whole process?
Yes, I am. I really is enjoying it. Trying to get to more places this summer, this spring. Have travels, see many other places what they have to offer for me and my family. So that's about it.
So tell us about that Miami offer. How did you find out about that?
Um, Coach Woodell, he offered me,
Yeah.
so I was very excited. Getting that Miami offer because that was a big thing for me. Especially when my family found out, they was very excited. So that's about it.
Were you surprised by that offer?
Oh yeah, yes sir,
It's always nice to get a good surprise like that, isn't it?
yes sir.
Are there any other coaches at Miami you've spoken with?
I spoke with Coach Christopher Mirabal,
Yeah.
in the offensive line coach. Uh,
Awesome.
yeah, so yeah, when I was posting my top six, they was excited, they was in there, so we spoke for a few. That's about it.
Like I said, you got your top 6 there. What are some of the factors that you're looking for when you're choosing a college?
Factors I look for is second family. I usually also look for traveling wise for my parents when they want to see a game in person. I also look at schools that probably for me that I'll be able to fit in and play for one day.
I'm kind of curious on this question here. How big is it to have a head coach, Cristobal, who's also an offensive line coach?
That's a big thing. Being able to team work on a team. Things he knows a lot about. Football, college. So just about that.
Have you been to Miami? Have you visited?
Yes, sir.
How'd that visit go?
Oh, it was great. First time being up in Miami and family also. My mom and dad went with me.
Okay.
That was when I was able to meet Coach Cristobal. So I also went to their spring game that next day.
Okay.
So that was a nice chance to see the way the coaches are, the way they coach. So that's about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's great. I'm glad you got a chance to experience that. I got 3 words for you, man. I want to know what they mean to you. Miami Hurricanes football. What do those words mean to you?
Uh, Miami Hurricanes football. Mostly probably a traditional thing. You know, it's about state, the way they love the team. Fans love the team. Probably more of a dominant team type. So, yeah.
Yeah. I know it's a lot, recruits speak about the history, and wanting to make sure that Miami gets back to that history,
Yes,
because
sir.
they were so dominant back in the day. So you're going to be stepping into a leadership, more of a leadership role this next coming up season. How do you
Yes, sir.
plan on showing that leadership? Is it going to be with actions, vocal, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, because I know my coaches expect more from me, and also my teammates.
What kind of high school legacy do you want to leave behind when it's all said and done? What do you want to be known for?
I'll say be known for leaving a history behind.
Yeah.
So mostly like being able to, speak with fans, people that come and support the team and the players. I have that nickname Big Cat, so it's probably gonna be around for a long time after I leave. So,
Do you have any personal goals for next season, like any milestones you want to hit, you know?
personal goals, trying to get that state champ. So,
Yeah.
this is my last year, so we came in short. Semifinals, Lower State, so we just got to get past that. And I know what I need to work on to get past that, to get that state champ.
So what we talked about, some of the pregame stuff before. You mentioned Meek Mill. Is there anybody else in your pregame playlist that you go to when you're trying to get in the zone?
I usually listen to a lot of people. I
Okay.
listen some type of rap, Nardo Wick, something that'll get me pumped up, hype, some focus, locked in. So that's what it.
So what's next for you, man? What do you got coming up next in regards to football?
I'm gonna really try to commit for my senior year.
Oh,
Probably
really?
sometime. Yeah,
Okay.
sometime in the summer. Trying to
Okay.
get to a lot more places before I make that commitment. So
Definitely, man. Definitely. I didn't know you were thinking about that. That's awesome.
yes, sir.
Give a chance here. Shout out some of the coaches that have been helping you develop your game and any trainers you've been working with, just anybody that you want to really give a shout out to that's helped you.
Shout out to Coach Norman Quick. He actually played at ECU, one of the top offensive players there. So he's
Yeah.
now my offensive line coach, and he really helped
That's nice.
develop me. So yeah, he taught me a lot of techniques I could use to get better and go far in. So
Man, I just got one last question for you here, Josiah, and I'll let you get on with your night. Why do you love the game of football? Where do you get that passion to go out and dominate at an elite level on a weekly basis?
it's all about my why. I do this for my family. I do this for my friends. I'm just trying to trying to become better. I'm trying to get my family out of here. So I just really want to do this and do this for the sport I love. And that's really about it.
And before you take off here, go ahead and plug your social media account so people can find you.
My Twitter account is Josiah T. Thompson. You can find me on Instagram at jthompson7.74. So that's right.
And we actually had a question here from the chat here. What is your top 6?
Oh, my top 6 is South Carolina, Clemson, Georgia, Alabama, and Miami.
Okay. We know we love hearing Miami's in there, man. We love it. Well, dude, thank you so much for taking the time to come on here tonight and let Canes get a little more update on your development, your recruitment. Definitely would love to have you back on in the future so we can recap, kind of what's going on with everything.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Have yourself a good night, Josiah. Thank you again.
All right, you do the same.
All right, guys, we are jumping into our next recruit right now. This is 2025 defensive end Wilnerson Telemac from Monsignor Edward Pace High School in Miami. Wilnerson, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Good. How about you?
Doing good, man. I know we've been talking behind the scenes for a while, trying to get something worked out. I'm glad we finally got a chance to get this going.
Yes.
So, what is your current height and weight right now?
Right now I'd say 6'6", 235-ish right there. 235 between 240.
Okay. Have you had your wingspan measured?
Last time in Miami I think it was 82.
Oh, man, that's impressive, bro. Very impressive. So what are the off-season workouts you did before this last season that you felt helped you improve as a player?
I would say coming into heading to my sophomore year, having to make a big change in my development, I started working out with Coach Mo, who's my defensive line coach at Pace. He now is at Norland right now. Started working out with other coaches like Sack Sensei just to work on my movement, hands and feet.
How'd this season go for you and your team?
We ended off 5-5, missed the playoffs sadly, but individual I think I've improved.
Do you remember what your stats were this year?
I don't have an exact number. I don't have an exact number on everything.
It's okay. No worries. What are some, I noticed you get off the snap quick, man. What are some of the drills that really help you get that quick first step?
Bag drills. That's definitely one of them where it really matters on get off because the faster you get off the ball, the harder it is for the O-line to block you.
Absolutely. Yeah, you win that battle almost every time if you get off the block quick. What are your weight room goals this off season? Where do you want to add strength?
I would say squat really because bench I'm already there already. I think max on bench is 275 going up. Power clean I've been good. I just think squat and deadlift. Well, deadlift I'm solid, but squat.
What's your ideal playing weight heading into the season?
I'm reaching 255. Hopefully is the goal.
Okay. Are you doing any camps or working with any trainers?
Camps, Under Armour. I have a trainer right now. His name is Coach Cooney. He's the brother of the Coach staff.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drill?
I would definitely say it gotta be bag drills competitive because me normally going against my teammates. I'm a competitive guy and I like to win.
Got you, man. Got you. Now let's flip it around 180. What's the toughest drill?
Lead.
Yeah.
Definitely lead.
I can see that. I can see that, no doubt, man. What is your favorite pass rush move?
I like a hezzy spin move type thing or it's a hezzy two-hand slap. But I like to really trick the opponent because when I hezzy, he always shoots his hand out early so I can easily.
What about run containment on the outside? What's kind of the difference that you have to do in stance and just knowledge to contain that outside?
Well, I'll say stance is just really different because I'm more of a power stance, so I like to power the speed type. So I like to really bull rush and then work a move so they can really know what I do. And then with the run support, it's just I really advise the O-line, tell them don't run my way.
Right. That's an awesome answer, man. I love that. Positions you currently play for your high school?
Defensive end, defensive tackle, and tight end.
Okay. So you're getting some versatility. Okay. Do you feel that tight end is helping keeping you light on your feet at defensive end?
I think so. Tight end, I'll try to get a package. I've been begging coach to pass me the ball, but we still working on that.
Okay. Who's your team's biggest rival?
Miami Norland.
What was it like last time you guys played Miami Norland?
It was a close game at some points, but then we just turned it over late, and it ended off I think 27-12.
Have you played any other positions for your team besides defensive end? I know you listed off tight end and a couple others. Is there any others you played?
Not really. I know my freshman year at spring, I tried out offensive tackle, but defensive end was mostly everybody wanted me at.
Okay. And are you playing any other sports?
Right now, not right now, but I used to do basketball and track and field.
How long ago did you do basketball?
Basketball I did last year, and then track and field has been on and off.
Okay. How do you feel basketball has helped you as a football player?
Agility.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Explosion agility?
Yeah.
What traits do you feel make a dominant defensive end, mentally and physically?
I think mentally it's got to be humbleness, and I think you have to have two different sides. Like off the field, you can be a humble guy, but on the field, you really have to enforce yourself to the offensive lineman to let them know who you are.
What do you want to improve at the most this offseason in terms of technique?
Well, technique, I wouldn't say a lot, but I'd definitely say maybe try to get faster. And like I say with mentality, I could say with that, like this year, I'm definitely like it's a different approach because now this might be like my first year really being that number one guy on the team.
Yep. What gets you most excited on game day? What gets you really pumped up?
Well, I put myself up, but I would definitely say like anytime I always try to make something in my head about the other team, which this season is easier. Definitely a bunch of rivals we play this year.
What's some pregame traditions that you or your team have?
Well, pregame tradition as a team where we walk out is the coach tell us a Bible scripture or something like that. But me, I personally like it's like a weird thing where I say I like hit myself just to make sure like I just get angry or some shit.
It's kind of wake yourself up a little bit, kind of.
Yeah.
What do you feel your current biggest strengths are?
I would say definitely a mindset of just always wanting to learn.
Always willing to learn is huge, man. That I'm glad that you're already understanding that. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
How important is it to be versatile in football? With you playing so many positions, has that really added to your game overall at defensive end?
Definitely. I would say it keeps everybody else on a side. I think that I could definitely do. I always try to give my mindset I could do anything the other man could do or beat the other man and do it better. So it really changes like the mindset type thing.
Game week film study versus offensive tackles. When you're first sitting down and you're starting to look at the film for your opponent, what are some of the first things you're trying to identify, things you can take advantage of?
I try to see his tendencies. I try to see how he moves. I try to see how his knees go, which side he is. I try to see how fast his kick step, how patient he is with his hands. I would say the less patient he is the easiest, but the more patient, then you have to really go into studying how he shoots his hands out, what you could do to work on that, all that.
Okay. Who are some of your favorite players and why? NCAA, NFL, guys you like to study.
Right now, I'd say Julius Peppers, a Chase Young, a Calais Campbell. Those are guys I like to study. Working on moves with Dwight Freeney. I was lucky enough, to like be around Shamar Stewart when he was down here.
Yeah.
So, study off of those guys and then work on what you have to do.
Yeah, that's great to have Shamar there. You could look up to him at that time. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So if somebody sat you down, didn't know who you were, just getting to meet you for the first time, how would you describe your game to them? What kind of player are you?
I'm always a player that wants to be dominant. I want to make sure that team knows who I am after the game and tells the other team we play next week that what I could do and how I could hurt somebody in front of me.
Let's get into a little bit of recruiting here for you. I know it's been just getting started off for you and stuff, but what kind of contact have you had with the Miami staff so far?
Well, Miami, actually today they came to the school, so I got to communicate a little bit with Cristobal and Coach Strong. And then in the past, I was show like last year I was invited to the Elite Prospect Day when they first got there, and then camps and more like communications, knowing the staff, knowing the D line, everything like that.
Was there anything that Cristobal or the other coaches said that really stood out to you?
I would say it was day I visited, and it was right before I was gonna visit another school. I think it was Oklahoma, and they would they were avid like you shouldn't go to another school because this is definitely the place for you. This and that, like we really turn boys into men type thing.
Yeah, I got you. So you're visiting Miami this weekend, right?
Yes.
What are you hoping to learn about Miami football, the facilities, and the coaches?
Well, I've heard they have new facilities and all, so I'm definitely trying to see around that. Coaches, I mean, I know most of them, but spending more time connecting, it definitely helps my recruiting process.
What are some of the other schools that have been showing some interest in you?
I would say FAU, Akron, UCF, Florida State, just some of the Oklahoma a little bit, some of the other ones.
Okay, so a lot of in-state schools showing love now.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know this is early in your process and stuff, but are you enjoying this recruiting process, getting to talk to these coaches and getting to develop relationships?
I feel like this really the best part of the recruitment process, really the early part, enjoying everything, visiting some campuses I don't think I'd ever visit if I didn't play football.
Absolutely. The opportunities it provides you.
Yes, definitely.
I got 3 words for you, man. Miami Hurricanes football. What do those words mean to you?
Tradition, a legacy, something that I think it was passed down until in the past, like the past 5 years, it's been a little shaky, but it really is tradition from the Jimmy Johnson days to Dennis Erickson to even Larry Coker with the early 2000s and then it got a little shaky, but I think they're trying to build that legacy back up.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing Coach Cristobal has spoken on in depth, is making sure that the team gets back to where they used to be and they build depth, because depth has been a huge issue at Miami for a while. So they're already putting in a lot of work there.
Yeah.
What are your goals for next season? Do you have any personal? I know team is always to win, state for sure, no doubt. But any personal goals for you next year?
Next year, definitely in a more bigger role than I was last year, heading into my junior year. I'm thinking 20 sacks. Hopefully I win first team all Dade and Dade defensive player of the year.
Okay. Man, those are some great goals to have, bro.
I would like to change the sack. I want to break Baines' sack record.
You want to break Ruben Baines?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a hell of a goal, bro. That's a hell of a goal. It's a hell of a goal, man. What's on your pregame playlist? Who are you listening to get in the zone?
I mix it up. I like doing NBA Youngboy. There's some like Miami artists, D30, 380, some of those artists that I like to, just pump me up.
Okay. What's next for Wilnerson Telemac? What do you got going on next in regards to football after this visit to Miami?
Right now heading into spring, trying to focus on that, but definitely taking more visits to different schools. And in the summer, I'm doing another college tour where some of the schools I'm visiting out of town. Hopefully we could get to Ohio State and USC this year. Miami's definitely going to be multiple times. Like last year I was there, I think 5 times. This year, maybe 7.
Man, I love to hear I love to hear the 5 times, 7 times. That's a freaking awesome, man. I love to hear that. Go ahead and take a chance here to shout out some of the coaches and trainers that have been, really helping you develop. Show anybody you want to show love to.
I would say Coach Walker right now, head coach at Pace. Coach Cooney, my D-line coach right now at Pace. Coach Joe Pop, he's the D-line coach at Pace. Coach Mo, right now he's at Norland. I had trainers named Coach JP, all of them, everybody from Optimus when I was at Sun Devils and NMB, all of them. Oh, and from Miami Northwestern.
Okay. Go ahead and plug your social media accounts here so fans can find you.
__ I am Will for all my socials.
Okay. Is that just IMG and Twitter, or for TikTok? All over the place.
Everything. TikTok and Twitter, all that.
Okay. Well, I got one last question for you here, Wilnerson, and I'll let you get on with your night. It's a question I ask every single recruit that we've ever brought onto the show. Why do you love the game of football?
I love the game of football because of the passion of it. I think, I don't know about other athletes, but I feel like with me, I need this sport to live. I live for stuff like this, playing on Friday nights, just practicing with teammates. It turns with brotherhood and the family and all that. Guys, you can really go years on saying, I play with this guy. I put my life on the line with this guy just to win.
I love that answer, bro. Love that answer, man. Wilnerson, I'm really forward to hearing about, how your visit went after this weekend. We and you, we'll touch base after the weekend. But
Yeah,
I just want to thank you, man. Thank you for taking this time to jump on here and let Canes fans get more familiar with you. Definitely. I have no doubt in my mind that offer will be coming to you here soon from Miami. And, man, just best of luck on everything, bro. Honestly, best of luck. And thank you again.
You too. Anytime you need me on an interview, just let me know. I'll definitely hop on.
Ben, we will be having you on in the future. There's no doubt about it. We'll be updating fans about your recruitment and development. No doubt. Have yourself a good night, Wilnerson.
You too. All right, bro.
All right, Canes fans, that was 3 fantastic recruits. 2 of them major recruits from the trenches. One of them, Josiah Thompson, number 2 offensive tackle in his class in 2024, incredible football player. And then we end off the night with a player who's going to be coming to Miami to visit. And like I said, that offer for Wilnerson Tellermack is coming sooner than later, in my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if it was this spring that he got that offer. Miami has been showing interest in him even since last year. I've had the chance to get to know Wilnerson pretty well, talking with him behind the scenes and stuff, and Miami is just constantly showing him love. So that's a name you guys should definitely keep an eye out for. Just want to thank all of you guys for joining us tonight on the Croot on the U, brought to you by the Scoop on the U. And as always, go Canes. Catch you guys on the next episode.